Aloha and good morning on a wonderful, beautiful, sunny Saturday afternoon. We're right here in front of the Honolulu Zoo, but that's as close as we're going to get to going to the zoo today. We have a information-packed live stream scheduled for today. This will be our third installment of the series, I guess it is now. What does it cost to stay in Waikiki? How are all of you doing today? We are going to, on today's stream, walk from Kapahulu all the way over to Hilton Hawaiian Village, and we'll stop by, close to, or right in front of just about every hotel of note in Waikiki. We've selected two different date sets, and I'll talk about that in just a moment as more of you come on. And while we're doing that, let's do some shout outs. Christian, great to see you. Allison, aloha. Nikki, great to see you. Elsie, good to see you always. Joe, aloha. Gary, great to see you. Michelle, aloha to you too. This is one of the oldest banyan trees in Waikiki, and I cannot remember what the date they said it was planted. How they know that date, I don't know, but it's very, very old. So we're actually streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. So if you're on Facebook, give us a little YouTube love, if you would. Maybe jam on over to the YouTube channel, give it a like. If you like it, give it a thumbs down if you don't. But any activity on the YouTube channel would be great. And since we're not going to see a lot of the ocean today, let's just take a really quick glance, because I promised to show you the ocean on every stream that's possible. And since we are right across the street from it, let's do that real quick now while a few more people come on. And then we're going to kick this pig, as they say back in the day. And I'll give you a couple of social calendar announcements very quickly. How about that beautiful ocean today, huh? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. They have the art on the fence right over here on the back side of the zoo, as they do every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, every third Saturday and Sunday, I believe it is. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but they have the Queen Kapiolani Park Art Festival. I'll be going there tomorrow to pick up a much in demand turtle cup. If I am to keep my job, I'm going to do that. And then today at 4 o'clock to 10 o'clock is the Waikiki Jam, Street Jam Festival on Kalakaua. They are going to be shutting down from Hyatt down to the Royal Hawaiian Center. And they'll shut that down, as they do on all the street festivals. And have music and food and jewelry and merchandise and all kinds of fun. We will not be streaming that, however. Okay, all right, so let's get going. Michelle, good to see you. Laura, Nancy, aloha. Thank you for coming on YouTube. Lancelot, great to see you, amigo. Jan, Et, and Tone or Ton. Never have gotten that nailed. All right, so it is a gorgeous day, Sandra. So here's what we're going to do. This stream here would be one that I would watch back, but we made a few adjustments. Okay, I thought we were going to do closer dates together, and then I was actually talked out of doing the closer dates, which I think is a much smarter idea. Okay, so what we've done, and I'm going to repeat these dates a few times, but not too much. And maybe Janet or Sandra, if one of you guys, probably Janet, if you could maybe make a note of these dates in case people throughout the stream ask what the dates are. So here's what we did. We took the average stay, which is a 7-day stay. And it's best to book your travel when you straddle a weekend. So you come in on a Wednesday, Thursday, leave on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, something like that. That's when you're going to get your best rates. One of the best times to come to Hawaii, rate-wise, is the week after Thanksgiving. So we took the dates December 4th to December 10th, 2 travelers, 1 standard room. The second set of dates, so we're going to give you, for example, the Park Shore. The first rate we're going to give you is for the first dates of December 4th to the 10th. And then the second set of dates is March 5th to the 11th, Wednesday to Tuesday. Okay, so it's Wednesday to Tuesday. It's always 2 people, always a standard room. But I did get a number of rates for an ocean view when they had it, a kitchen when they had it, and we'll go over those rates as we go along. And just a tiny bit of background, not to bore you with it, but just tiny bit of background. In a previous life, I worked with a vast majority of these hotels. They're actually even different names by then. But we used to do all the websites. My agency used to do all the websites for Marriott's of Hawaii, Starwoods of Hawaii, which includes the Sheratons of Hawaii, the Marriott's, Hiltons, and Starwoods of Hawaii. But we did a bunch of hotels on the Big Island, on Kauai. We did all the Princeville properties. So, and the only reason I'm saying that, not to flex, but I'm telling you that because I understand what the rates mean, what some of these amenities mean, and what are the best dates and rates. But here's the other disclaimer: all this goes out the window if there's an issue with the economy, or if there's a major disaster, or just a shift in rates from time to time. Those things can go out the window. So when I say that the rates in December are usually the lowest, that doesn't mean every December in every case at every hotel. That's not always the case. As an example, you'll notice, just like I did as I had to recopy all these rates by hand, but you'll notice as from the last time we did this, the first and second episode in this series of what does it cost to stay in Waikiki, you'll remember that I was shocked that some of the bigger hotels had lower rates, and some of the smaller hotels like Hyatt Centric and Hyatt Place, which are minimal service hotels, they're not resorts, their rates compared to their sister property, which is the Hyatt Resort, was higher. If you remember, they're around the $319, $320 range, and the Hyatt Regency was like $299. That has flipped a little bit now. And some of these smaller hotels, like the Wyndham, like the Holiday Inn, like the Courtyard, their rates have gone down, in my opinion, significantly from when we did this last comparison. So you'll see all those rates as we go along. So let's get this started. We're going to start off with Queen Kapiolani right here, the Waikiki Grand, and the Park Shore. So a standard room at Queen Kapiolani for the dates of December 4th to the 10th is $353. And that's for a standard room, but with an ocean view. Okay. And one fee that we did capture for all of these properties is the resort fee, because the resort fees range from $65 down to $0. Some properties like Halekulani, Halepuna, they don't charge and the Ritz-Carlton, they don't charge a resort fee, but the resort fee is $50. The Park Shore for those same dates, again, December 4th to the 10th. I won't repeat the dates every time. The Park Shore is $186, and the resort fee is $58. I'm sorry, the resort fee is $48. So $353 for Queen Kapiolani right there, and $186. In March, the Queen Kapiolani is $241. $241 for the Queen Kapiolani in March 5th to the 11th, and Park Shore again is $186 in December and $175 in March. I thought that was a pretty decent difference on Queen Kapiolani. Park Shore is right in line, and again, their resort fee is $48. We didn't capture the rates on a number of hostels, but some of you may or may not be aware that private DM is someone, if you need to. Right, I wasn't watching the comments till just now. If there's something you need me to know, just put some asterisks in front of it, and I'll take note of it. One thing that you may or may not be aware of are hostels, and there have been a number of hostels, about 5 brand new hostels that have opened up. And a hostel, if you're not familiar, is just more of a community accommodation where there's a number of people that stay in the same room, or there's bunk beds, or there's maybe just 4 people per room, and there's maybe 8 rooms. But there is a new hostel there. It's called the Beach Hostel. It's right there on Cartwright. And if you can look right straight through Queen Kapiolani, it's right there in that alleyway. It's on the left side, the beach side of Cartwright. And its rate was $114 for December 4th to the 10th, and $175. I'm sorry. I got that wrong. It was 114 for December 4th to the 10th and 120 for the March dates of 5th to the 11th. Yes, resort fees are per day. Resort fees are per day, and resort fees are, no question, hands down, a ripoff. And well, let me clarify that. It's a ripoff in that it's only a way to hide fees. I think I've said this a number of times, maybe too much. My agency, we were the very first people to put on a resort fee for any hotel here in Hawaii, and I believe it was Hilton Hawaiian Village, and it was $15. And I remember they would call us to put the update on the website, and I said, "What is that resort fee for?" They said, "Well, it's a," and you know, actually, I'm not. They're not a client of ours. It's been 20 plus years ago, so they didn't say this, but it was just a place to, they needed to raise the, raise RevPAR is what it's called, REVPAR, for rates per, rate for the room. And, they just started introducing wireless fees and all that kind of stuff. And so they just tried to put it all together, and resort fee was the term they came up with. So it is absolutely, it doesn't matter because you put all that together. But when you see something like a day rate of $186, but you have a $48 resort fee, that changes everything, in my opinion. So, yeah, I would say all but maybe 4 on this entire list that we're going to see today charge a resort fee. And I want to look at something here real quick. Okay. All right, let's go. So we're going to go down Kalakaua and look at Twin Fin. So the dates are December 4th to the 10th and March 5th to the 11th. I thought that was a good enough date range to give you an idea of what what you could expect to pay. Now, there are a couple things that are important. One is the resort fee. One is the breakfast included, breakfast not included. And this is something I found because I actually looked at a bunch of the reported hotels that said restaurant included. When you look at it closer, it's not breakfast included, it's breakfast available. And sometimes they put breakfast included when it is in fact not, and it's only meaning breakfast available, which I think is they need to be much more clear. I mean, I know how to read the rates and how to read the destination fees and all that kind of stuff, and I can tell you it was confusing to me. So just be very careful when you look at that rate. So the Twin Fin for the December dates is $209. For the March rates, $194, and the resort fee is $51. That's the Twin Fin right here on the right hand side. I thought that was quite high. Yep, it is. So if you do, I'll tell you what you do. If you go onto Expedia or Travelocity, we're not going to stop at all these hotels, by the way. But if you go into Expedia, Travelocity, Priceline, and you do an average rate, and then you look on one, it says breakfast available, breakfast offer, or breakfast included. I think they intentionally make it a confusing statistic or confusing feature, which I really do not like that. And you'll look on one, Expedia says included. You look on Travelocity, it's available. But we did make a list of the hotels that we'll give you at the end, or when we take a break. I'll give you a list of all the hotels that have breakfast included. One other feature that they started listing more of that I thought was very interesting, but it was also very misleading because it isn't actually included, and that's kitchenettes. For some reason, there seemed to be a number of hotels that took the kitchenettes out, and some that seemed to have put them in, added them in. Hyatt Place, which is right down there. Hyatt Place, you guys know what a Hyatt Place is, correct? It's not like the Hyatt Regency or the Hyatt Centric, but actually Hyatt Centric and Hyatt Place are very similar in classifications. for the December dates of December 4th to the 10th is $220, and it's the exact same rate for March 5th to the 11th. And they do not have a resort fee. That's the Twin Fin, and that's a Hyatt Place down there. If you see the square, little square windows, that's Hyatt Place, and it's on Kahio. The Alohialani, which is right up here. I'm sorry, let's do the Marriott first. Here's the Marriott Beach Resort. They had no availability for December on a number of their rooms. We were just going to give you a range on a number of the rooms. They were just completely sold out, which I thought was interesting for December. For March, it's $254 and a $50 resort fee. This is one of my favorite properties, more so because of just memories of doing work with them, not necessarily that the property stands out from one over another. The Alohialani, which is up here on the right-hand side, for the December dates of 4th to the 10th, it's $292. And for the March dates, it's $276, and the resort fee is $59. Yikes. $59. There's somebody's favorite church right there. That's the Alohialani rates that we were just talking about. That's the Alohialani. And then right next to the Alohialani, we're going to cut in. I think we're going to cut in on the right up here and go up to Kahio. Or actually, we'll wait one more block, then we'll go up to Kahio. The Aston Circle Hotel for the December dates of 4th to the 10th is $281. And the March dates are $265. And they do have a resort fee of $26. Here's the Alohialani right here. And again, those dates were $292 for December and $276 for March, with a $59 resort fee. And if you go online and you look at their resort fees include internet, but not high-speed internet in all cases. Some do, some do not. Newspaper, which I didn't think they made those anymore. Local calls, which I think is incredibly important because no one has a cell phone. I'm being sarcastic. And then, frankly, very few true amenities. Like it doesn't include any type of coupons or discounts or discounted rates for, well, in some cases, it does give you access to beach toys, chairs, things of that nature. I didn't think that was that important, to be honest with you. Let's take a ride down here and look at the resort, the Waikiki Resort Hotel. This property here, and what I find interesting, and maybe if you're taking notes or taking down some of these rates of some of the hotels, look at the rates. Consider the rates for something like the Alohialani or the Marriott, which are essentially oceanfront. They're just right across the beach, okay? And those rates are, you know, $209, for example, the Twin Fin, $191, things like that. But then you look at even some of these resorts that are like a block away. Let's see. The Waikiki Resort Hotel is $206 per night for the December dates of 4th to the 10th, and $213 for March. $213. More than the Twin Fin. This property is more than the Twin Fin. And the resort fee is $42. Yeah. Those are some of the differences that I was noticing, that some of these smaller hotels, their rates went up compared to the last comparison that we did. And some of the bigger hotels went down, but Hyatt was not one of those. Hyatt Regency Beach Resort went up. And the Circle Hotel, which is, it's a unique looking hotel, but they have horrible rooms. Their rooms are pie shaped, or pizza pie shaped, or pizza slice shaped. So they're narrow when you walk in and they expand as you go out, and their balconies are not that sizable. I mean, yes, they are right across the street, but for $281 or $265 and a $26 resort fee, I'd rather stay at Twin Fin and pay $80 a night less or $70 a night less. What do you guys think? We did not get rates for here because one, it's a hotel and it's a vacation ownership, vacation rental owner rental place, and it's just problematic to get rates for it. So what is your favorite hotel? Let's do that. List out what's your favorite hotel, regardless of rate not being a consideration. What is your favorite hotel in Waikiki? Let's keep it to Waikiki proper, not Honolulu or the rest of Oahu, like Turtle Island or Turtle Bay. What is your favorite hotel? See, that's just a unique, really unique property. But I think the novelty would wear right out if you're inside. If you're a sizable guy, I'm only 5'8", but if you're a sizable guy, you're not going to want to walk in and move around that room with someone of equal or larger size, for sure. Outrigger Waikiki, Halekulani, Cheryl, you're right there. Royal Hawaiian, Moana Surf Rider. Always stay in the North Shore. That's nice. Some of the hotels that we were looking at last time, if you'll remember, I'm sure many of you won't remember, but the rates were like $329. Do you remember LaCroix? LaCroix down there was like $319, $311. The Holiday Inn was like $329. They are much less now. All right. So the Hyatt Resort right here, the Hyatt, for the December dates, 4th to the 10th, it's $426. That's $65 or $69 more per night than what we looked at last time. However, for their March dates, it's $286. That's almost exactly what the rates were before when we looked at the rates last time. That were, I think November or December. The resort fee is $42. I'm sorry, it's $49. So the rates are $426 and $286 for the December dates compared to the March dates, and it's a $49 resort fee. So we're going to go up here just because there are a couple of smaller hotels and actually one of the more popular hotels for rates. If you're looking for just a rate property, I saw two on this list that I thought were really pretty good, depending on what your needs are and what you what you want from a resort. There's a hotel right down here on Koa. It's called the Stay Hotel. One of our cherished members, the beautiful Waikiki Wendy Silva, stayed there recently. And it's right there. It's called the Stay Hotel. Stay Hotel right there. There are two different properties there. There's an actual hotel and then there's a condo complex. And I think the condo is right next door. I don't know that. I do know it's right next door, but I don't know if it's on this side or that side, to be honest with you. But it's a Stay Hotel. I think two other members, if I remember right now, they stayed there. But the Stay Hotel is $178 for the December dates and $158 for the March dates. And they also do have a resort fee at $15. Sandra, no swimming pool here at Stay. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, if you guys are getting friend requests from anyone, just block them and send a message to, just say a message to the admins. If I see them on here, I can block them, but I'm not going to take my time and do that. just ignore him. That would be fantastic. There are two smaller properties that we didn't talk about last time that we will talk about this time. One is I think it's the Waikiki Heritage, it's called. And probably there's a couple other smaller economy class or lower end, I would say, hotels that we did not talk about last time that we'll talk about this time. And this is one of them, the Royal Grove. The Royal Grove. Hopefully you're sitting down. The Royal Grove, 204. $204 for the December dates, $169 for the March dates, but it does not have a resort fee. Do you know what you could get for that same money? You can stay at the Twin Fin for $209 and $194. $209 for the December dates and $194 for the March dates, or you could stay here. I'll leave it at that. Yeah, a long time ago, right, Judy? Long time ago. This is one of the best Masubi places. Actually, the best one, I think, in Waikiki, other than the one over there off of the Waikiki Beach Walk. This is a really, really good Maguro spot. And that's actually what's called Maguro spot right there. Very good tuna. They get it fresh in every day from the market, fish market. That's High's Steakhouse. Really good old school steakhouse. And that's Blue Ocean right around the corner. Right there, we went there just the other day. And right in through there is that small food truck compound that we went to about 2 weeks ago. It was actually pretty good. This is the Vive Hotel. I know we had the rates for Vive Hotel. Well, let's do this one first. This is one of my favorite rate focused hotels, the Pacific Monarch. Love the Pacific Monarch. One of the reasons I like Pacific Monarch is not just because of its location, but because of its rates. But its rates in December are not super cheap. They're $235, but it's what you get. It's what you get for it. They have kitchens, they have ocean views, and they're big rooms because they're an older building, so they have the larger footprint. So for the December dates, it's $235, and for the March dates of March 5th to the 11th is $196, and they do have a resort fee of $30. Have any of you ever stayed here at the Pacific Monarch? I know we've had several members stay there before. The Vive Hotel for the December dates is $195 a night. And for the March dates, it's $183. And they do have a resort fee of $29. That right there is the Hilton Waikiki. And let me give you that because that is a very good property. It's just a little bit out of our walking direction, but they have Mac 24/7 in their lobby, which makes it worthwhile. It is $204 for the December dates and $202 for the March dates, and they do have a resort fee of $45. It's $204 for the December dates and $202 for the March dates with a resort fee of $45. Yep, Wayfinder's coming up. It's right down the road here. How many people know this property here from back in the day? The Bamboo for the December dates is $138. For the March dates, it went up to $163. They do not have a resort fee, but they have a cleaning fee. And the cleaning fee for the dates, the total was $175 for the dates for December and March, or $175 per stay. Are you shocked by any of these rates yet? Are they pretty much in line with what you anticipate the rates would be? So this is Ohana East. Now, Ohana East has been and will be under construction for quite some time, and their rates have not gone down. I don't know how they're booking out their rooms because they're doing extensive renovations. So Ohana East for the December dates is $247, and for the March dates it's $222, and they do have a resort fee of $27. Yep. So let's walk down here to the Wayfinder and Aqua just because they're somewhat close by, and I just want to show you them in person because we don't see them a lot in our other live streams unless we come down here purposefully. So we're just going to walk down there and take a look at both of those properties. But the Wayfinder for the December dates, it's $235 a night. For the March dates, it's $237 per night, and they have a resort fee of $30. I actually like this, the Wayfinder. It's not right on the beach. But if you want something out of the way that's very, very quiet, that's a pretty nice hotel. It's right there on the Alawai, very, very quiet. They have a restaurant in there called Redfish, and a coffee bar in the front lobby. But I want you to take a look at it, and then we'll look at the property right across the street, which a number of you know about because it's been around for a long time. That's the Aqua Surf. Okay, and the Aqua Surf is, obviously, it's not as nice as Wayfinder. It's not as new. It's been around a long time. Its December dates are $174. Its March dates are $199 per night, and they do not have a resort fee. Have any of you ever stayed? There's been, each time we ask this, a number of you have stayed here at the Aqua Surf and at Wayfinder. I wanted to walk down here just so you can see also, you know, in real time, how long does it take to walk? Is it safe to walk? What's in between Kahio and Alawai? So I think it's important to do this walk. It's only taking us a block out of our way, and then we'll go down Kahio and then go into the meat of Waikiki and see Moana Surf Rider, Princess K. So the Wayfinder, even though it is a newer hotel, its balconies are really pretty nice. They're wraparound balconies, and the beautiful Waikiki Wendy Silva could tell us a little bit more about it because this is one of her favorite properties. She stayed here a number of times, but if you'll notice, see, they have wraparound balconies on some of their properties, the corner rooms, it looks like. But one thing they do have that I personally like a lot is they have a 70-foot seawater, or saltwater, I should say, pool in the back. It is dead silent back there because it's wrapped around this building. It's dead silent. Redfish is the restaurant. There you go. And you're right there on the Alawai, right there. And then that's the Aqua Surf. Oh, Amanda, you're going here. So good. This is your hotel. I also think this information, like what we're doing, is also very usable because, like Amanda, she may or may not have stayed here before, but now she'll see what it's like to walk from her hotel down to Kahio, what's along the way, what she can expect to see. Maybe some of the landmarks will be more familiar to her. The Wayfinder, $235 for December, $237 for March, with a $30 resort fee. Aqua Surf, they have one of the things you can tell if it's an older hotel or if it's not if it's a limited service hotel, you can see the air conditioning units that are in the windows, the air conditioning windows. So Aqua Surf was $174 and $199 for March. So just a comparison, $235 for Wayfinder, $174 for Aqua Surf. compared to March of $237 compared to $199. Wayfinder does have a resort fee of $30. We're going to do somewhat of a zigzag just because there are several hotels on Kahio that we need to see, but I want to go down to and be right in front of Hyatt and Moana Surfrider and Princess Cay when I give you the rates. It's only a block difference, and it will give you a sense of what's in between here and there if you happen to be coming to Waikiki anytime soon and are curious. If you guys haven't done so, if you're watching on Facebook, do me a huge favor. If you want to send me a $20 tip, that'd be great, but please keep your money and instead go to YouTube and drop a like or a hate or a comment. I'm open to all of it. Remember, you can't offend me. You could offend YouTube and Facebook, but you can't offend me. But it does us a great bit of good if you give us some views on YouTube. I would appreciate it. And we'll be doing some cool things for you guys. For the first 1,000, we have 850 some odd subscribers on YouTube. And trust me when I tell you, you're going to want to be one of the first 1,000 subscribers. Promise you that. And you're going to hate it if you're not. Man, are we going to make you remember that you didn't subscribe. Couldn't find the live stream? It's on Facebook and YouTube. Rosie Pitts. Haha, go to the dark side. I appreciate it. Can't pull it up on YouTube, huh? You need a YouTube account, probably. There's people on YouTube now, aren't there? Backside of Princess Cay. This is going to be the new Hilton Grand Vacations property. This used to be King's Village, as you guys remember. And just to give you a frame of reference, that's the Royal Grove down there. That's the Stay Hotel. That's the road that goes from between the Hyatt and Kahio. But that's a great. Check out the. When are you going to be done? 2 weeks. 2 weeks. All right, I'll book it, brother. Yeah, Cassie Vegas is on. Hang on one second. Yes, world famous Cassie Vegas. You're on YouTube. Beautiful. Yeah, you just have to go to youtube.com/@sign going to Hawaii. So there's the Princess Cay. We'll do that one since we're across the street looking at it. And then we'll do Moana Surfrider, then Hyatt.
Huh? Okay, I sent it to you, but hold on a minute.
All right, I just had to do little adjustments there. Okay, so for the December dates, could someone, Janet, could you put in the December dates if you don't mind? There's a space in your address there too, by the way. So for the December dates, Princess Cay, it's $251. So kind of remember those dates. I know it's a lot to remember. When we're done, we're going to do a recap, and we'll just not run down the list, but we'll take some of your questions. But just take into consideration, Princess Cay is $251 for the December dates. For the March dates, it's $231. $251 and $231, $20 difference, and it has a resort fee of $33. Notably, they have a bank in this new tower here of elevators, and it may not seem like that big of a deal, but if you're staying here, it is a big deal. One of the 4 elevators is out, and that's a it's a loss, obviously, of like 25% of their elevator efficiency. So 251 compared to 231, December to March. This is the one that kind of shocked me here. Let's do this so that we're not right in the sun. This, the Hyatt Resort, 426 for the December dates, 286 for the March dates. And that 286 is the same rate that we had the last time we did on the episode, What Does It Cost to Stay in Waikiki, #2. It was 286. But the Hyatt Centric and the Hyatt Place, they're somewhat sister properties, were 326 and 324 respectively. So I always say, just from a rate only, I want to make sure I'm clear, from a rate only comparison to the size and amenities of a resort, Hyatt Regency Resort is almost always the best value, in my opinion, simply because they have, I think, seven restaurants, countless stores all along their retail. They have a nice spa, pool area right there, huge buffet on this side here, and 2 towers, and a lot of their rooms have nice balconies, not big balconies because they kind of cut in, but nice balconies. But a lot of their rooms have ocean views. It's run down and terrible elevators in that Hyatt. Thank you, Janet. I mean that seriously. I'm not trying to be facetious. If you have personal knowledge and staying, one other thing I know that's a negative in the property is the access from the first floor. If you have a lot of luggage, there's something about the elevators that you have to go down from registration, which is on the 2nd level right there, below the pool level, down below there, and it's not user friendly. Let's just say, okay. Make sure you're keeping track of these rates too. We're going to do a giveaway, but it's going to be a difficult giveaway, but it'll be a fun super pack. As a matter of fact, I just thought of something. You know what we should do? We should do a super duper pack. How about that? How about, what if we did one? But boy, if we do it, it'd be tough. A super pack that has a Waikiki trolley pass and a catamaran pass and a Circle Island tour. How about that? We've not done that before. Let me think about that, but it's going to be a difficult question. Okay. This is one that I want to take a few minutes with, because they have a number of rate differences, because they have a lot of rate combinations. So the Moana Surf Rider for the December dates, hopefully you're sitting down, is $1,104. Yeah, but that's the oceanfront view, or oceanfront rooms on that side. It's $1,104. Okay, that's for the December dates, and that's because it is in December. That's a very pricey hotel in December. However, the exact same room in March is $371 for a, I'm sorry, not the exact same, but a room in that same tower, but with a city view, is $371. The same room with the ocean view is $539 in March. So let me do that again. So the Moana Surf Rider is $1,104 per night for an ocean view, front-facing that way, front-facing suite, or front-facing, they call them the studio suite, with ocean view. The same room in March is $539 with an ocean view, and the same room style, but with a city view, is $371. That is in March, and they have a resort fee of $42. Okay. Now, they don't have kitchens. There was she put a bunch of notes on Moana Surf Rider and Royal Hawaiian and Hilton Hawaiian Village. They did say on 2 of the sites that breakfast was included, but it is in fact not included. Terry actually called and spoke to the concierge. There is not breakfast included, but there's breakfast available at the Veranda, which is the restaurant right on the back side on the left there. Okay. So we're going to go down to the end of this street because there's several notable hotels here, and then we'll go back in. I want to, just while we're here, just because it takes just a second, I want to show you the Princess Kailani property just from this side. We won't walk through it, but I want you to take a look at it because I think a lot of people may look at this property and sometimes they'll confuse it with the other Sheraton. They actually call this the second Sheraton. Just because people look up Waikiki Sheraton and both these properties come up, this property and the true Waikiki Sheraton. But this is not a bad property. I mean, they have a bar area over there. They have a restaurant area over here. There's a lobby and the check-in. However, I will tell you this, I am not firsthand had recent within the last year experience here, but the last experience I had with a couple of our members, the bar was not that great. The restaurant was not that great. That's just from two different people on 2 different stays. But take that for what it's worth. And if you're one of those members, feel free to share your experience. Has anyone stayed at the Princess K on here? And just to give you a comparison again, Princess K was $251 in December and $231 again in March. And their resort fee is $33. Okay. Now, I know $50, $75, $90 a night is a big deal, but the Princess Kailani is $251 and $231 in March, and the Moana Surfrider is $371 in March. But it's not an ocean front or ocean facing property or room. So my point is that would you rather stay here at $231 right here across the street from here and save that money from $231 to $271? Would you rather stay there for and face the city for $371, or go here and face the ocean for $231? You're literally across the street, but there is a lot to be said about the visitor experience at that property right there. It's quite amazing. Now we're going to get right in the teeth of it here, ladies and gentlemen. The Outrigger Waikiki. Check that out. The Outrigger Waikiki in December, the December dates, $359 for an ocean view room. Now that could be one of these side rooms, one of the back rooms. I'm sure it's not one of the back rooms, but it's an ocean facing room. And they had some very confusing details on their room features. Okay. The Beachcomber, the Outrigger Waikiki was $359. I'm sorry, you know what? I didn't read my notes down to the bottom. So this is what the disparity was. Okay, so let me be very clear. So the Outrigger for the December dates is $359 for one of these side rooms here, right? For one of the rooms on the end down there is $398 for December. $359 for the side, $398 for the end room. For the March dates, those same 2 rooms, $382 for the side room here, I'll call it, and then $422 for the ocean view. Does that make sense what I said? I don't think it was confusing. So there's 2 different room types, the side and the end. The side is $359, the end is $398. In December, in March, it's $382 for the side room, $422 for the ocean view. And the ocean view rooms for both of those date and rate sets were sizable. They call it a studio. So it's a king studio room. And it's a little bit bigger room. So how many people have stayed at Outrigger Waikiki? It's not too bad. So I'm just going to give you this as a quick little rundown. I don't want to confuse the rates. I don't think you're keeping track of all the rates, but I want you just to Just give this as an example. So for the December dates, Princess Kailani, $251. Moana Surfrider, $1104. Outrigger Waikiki, which is right across from us, is $359. I think that's a big difference. And the resort fee is $45 for the Outrigger Waikiki. The just so you know, also Outrigger Waikiki, I'm sure all of you know, has Duke's at the bottom, Hula Grill at the top, Blue Note, the entertainment venue. Beautiful ocean right on the other side. Here's the International Marketplace. Has nothing to do with hotels, but I thought I would point it out. Oh, really, Nancy? I didn't know that. I didn't know you'd been here that many times. Wow. Yeah, Leanne, I know you love it. So how about Beachcomber? What do you guys think the rates are for Beachcomber? And do you guys know what the dates are? Are you familiar with what dates we're talking about for December and March? I don't want to be overly repetitive, but I want to make sure you understand the dates, because seriously, a week or two, one way or the other, can make a big difference in your rates. But those are the best rate and date sets I thought we could give you that were reasonably priced or reasonably ranged. Oh, a great spa. I didn't know that, Leanne. Oh, they've been there. So many people have stayed there. I was surprised about these rates here. I was surprised about these rates. So the Beachcomber, in case you don't know, and if you have been absent from this live streams for the last 6 months, the Beachcomber is going to be home, or is home, to the Cirque du Soleil Aoana. And it's up in that theater that they just built right there. It starts December 16th. Tickets are $85 and $25. $85 for non-weekends, $125 for weekends. But do you know what Beachcomber is? Beachcomber is the #1 rated Waikiki hotel on TripAdvisor. Let that sink in for a second. It's the #1 rated hotel on TripAdvisor. Say what you want to about TripAdvisor. They get a lot of good reviews, bad reviews, but when you have thousands of reviews, I think the norm, the mean, comes to the top. Whatever that is, whether you love it, hate it, good, bad, indifferent. I thought that was really a great accomplishment for Waikiki Beachcomber. I personally am not a huge fan of it, just because there's nothing wrong with the hotel, but when you could stay at the Royal Hawaiian, it's not the same rate. But if you have the choice, if you have the means to stay at one or the other, I'd rather stay at Royal Hawaiian or Halekulani. But check this out. The Beachcomber for the December dates is $304. For the March dates, it's $282, and the resort fee is $40. So, and I probably should have done this before, but when I did those last rates, but just think about this. Princess Kailani is $251. Moana Surfrider is $1,104. Outrigger Waikiki, which is just across the street, is $359. Beachcomber is $304. So the people that stay at Beachcomber for $304, would you rather pay $55 more or $55 more and stay at Outrigger across the street? Oh, you read reviews, Catroy? That's great. So what would you rather do? Stay there or stay there? You can easily walk yourself up on your rate just by saying, oh, that's another $10, another $5, not that big a deal, $30. And at the end of a 7-day stay, now you're up $400 or $500, which may be a lot of money, you know? So that's just something to be aware of. So we're going to go down to the corner here, take a right, and kind of backtrack 1 block. Actually, you know what? This would be better to do. I'm sorry. My apologies. We're going to backtrack right here because I want to take you through here. I should have thought about that. Sorry, guys. So we want to go to Kahio because there are a number of hotels over there. I think you're going to be surprised at their rates as well. So like and share the stream. Even if you hate it, say, man, this guy is an idiot, and share it with your friends. Let them see for sure yourself or for themselves. Got to get our likes and shares up. Okay, so we could walk through the alleyway here, or we can walk through here. This is called Duke's Marketplace. This is a very, and I want to use this term really, really loosely, and I want to be quiet here, really loosely. This is a reimagining or a repurposing of some of the vendors who was at the old International Marketplace, and they're here. I don't think that's a good way to position it, in my opinion. I think it's disrespectful to the people that used to be at International Marketplace. But these are, they did have jewelry, they did have, clothing and that stuff at the International Marketplace. But certainly a lot of these items you can see at the Aloha Stadium swap meet. But you can come through here, negotiate rates. But they have a bunch of beautiful things, beautiful jewelry, wood carvings, jade, silver, cool bracelets. Check it out, Lance. Lance, we could get each other friendship bracelets. Aloha, how are you? Look at all that jade. So we don't have to walk through here, but we're walking through here just to show you. And we could walk on the alleyway just to the right of me and walk straight on through. But this is actually interesting. You're going to pay a little bit more for the same items here than you would at Aloha Stadium. And the Aloha Stadium is just more of a, I think it's more of a experience, really. And you're going to be, part of the people, man. When you're out there, you're walking amongst a bunch of, locals who go there and they shop on the weekends. There's grocery items, there's produce. There's actually garage sale type items, which I really like. That's the thing I like the best out there. So people that live here, they go there for a swap meet. They make things during the week and they go there on the weekends and sell them. It's wonderful. They have food out there, and plus it's just another activity you can do. You can do them both. Come here and then go to the swap meet. Do both. So this alleyway right here on the right-hand side, I could have walked right through there. If you look down there, that's Kalakaua, right beside Beachcomber. But we walked up through the Duke's Marketplace. So now we're coming up on Kahio, and Kahio is home to quite a few limited service and not so limited service properties. And I don't want to call them economy class because I think anything in the $200 to $300 range is not economy class, but that's really a classification, and they're really not limited service, but they are limited service in comparison to a full service resort like a Halekulani or a Hilton Hawaiian Village, Sheraton Waikiki, that type of thing. So we are going to backtrack just one full block. And we'll talk about restaurants going this way, and we'll talk about hotels going back the other way. Paia Fish Market, absolutely a must try. Marugame Udon, if you're a Japanese udon noodle fan, that's a place to go. This is a secret spot, great for live music. And man, is it really, in the last 3 weeks since it's opened up, it's really, really blossomed. This is, actually, we'll talk about that on the way back. The ABC stores here. World's most expensive donuts right there. Top 3 burger in all of Oahu right there. No doubt, Bonsai Burger. Surf and Tacos, one of the best dollar for dollar, pound for pound burrito bowls I think the Lord has ever put on this face of this earth, in my opinion. And I know there's several people on there on the stream here who have used it and loved it. Sharon, I'd like to, I want to read that, but copy and paste that again when we're down there talking about it, because I want to read what you wrote, because I think that's important. So here's the International Marketplace. If you remember the International Marketplace, we just walked by, right down through there is that other entrance on Kalakaua, and this is the entrance on Kahio. This is the Kona coffee purveyors. Their coffee is good, but it's not $6.90 good. I'm just being honest. What does make this separate this place is their Queen Amans. I've had to help several of our members with the pronunciation of that since I'm a linguist. But that is a Korean pastry, and it is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. That's what's worth standing in line for. And I want to point this out too, because we tease about this, but this is the Target that I am assured will be open by December. They've got the fountain going. They've been doing quite a bit of importing of fixtures in here, which we're quite excited about. So let me give you some bearings. Some of you may be, intimate with these streets and details. Maybe some of you aren't. So that is Ohana East. We went that way to Princess Cay. Right there is the Waikiki Market. That's one of our favorite places to go. Great for plate lunch. There's live music down below. There's a place called Pico down below. It's an open bar, or open air bar, I should say, not open bar. Lance fell out of his chair right there. I heard him. So it's an open air bar, live music. Right up on the other side is a really, really fine restaurant called Olili. This is Fire something. I can't remember the name of it. It doesn't matter. It's horrible. But this is the Hilton Garden Inn, our next hotel. So let's take a look at Hilton Garden Inn. Give me one moment, please. Okay. So Hilton Garden Inn obviously is one street away from Kalakaua. This is Kahio. This entire street, it's a two-way street, Kahio, that runs all the way to Kapahulu. And the Hilton Garden Inn, the GM is a good friend of mine. $196 for the December dates. $196. And the March dates is $214 with the resort fee of $40. They have a pool on that deck right there. Some of the added amenities, which they count this restaurant here, which again is horrible, but they have a Holo Holo store down there on the bottom floor. I'll be honest, that Holo Holo store, it has the same items as the ABC store and not the same as Waikiki Market. And both Waikiki Market and ABC are better, in my humble opinion. Okay? So let's go back this way. Now, there is a new hotel. I want to take just a couple minutes to talk about these particular hotels because they would be on my top 10 recommendation. Well, one would be on my top 10 for sure. The other one wouldn't be, but it's brand new. They just redid it. It's called, previously was called the Pearl Hotel. It is now the Romer Waikiki. And the name Romer may be familiar to you because that is the new name of the ambassador, which is it wins the award for the worst hotel name in Waikiki. It's called the Romer at the Ambassador. I think whoever came with the ambassador crowbarred that name ambassador into the new name for some silly reason. But that's it right there. One of the reasons why I do like that property, and this may make a big difference to you, it is an older property. However, they went through, and much like Ohana East, right? Ohana East, they were going to do a soft renovation. That's what the word on the street was, which means they're going to, anything that's soft material, like the carpets, the drapes, paint, they were going to do a replacement of that. That was on Ohana East. When they got into it, they decided for some reason to do a complete renovation. So they tore out walls and floors and things like that. I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm indifferent to it. I'm just saying that that's what they did different. Here, they did a complete renovation. They tore out every wall. They had kitchens in the old versions of these rooms. They don't have kitchens in there anymore. But what's good about this is they did not change the floor plan, meaning it is an old hotel. So the rooms are large, large, large by comparison to the rooms over there on most of the beachfront hotels, which are newer, or any of those hotels that are newer. Yes, the Moana Surfrider and Royal Hawaiian, they're older hotels, but they didn't get in that sweet spot of the 1970s hotels where the rooms were big. They were built in early 1900s, 1920s. But those balconies are massive and the rooms are massive. And that is the Romer Waikiki. And it's the only adults only hotel in Waikiki. So I just wanted to take a few minutes and make note of that, just because it's a brand new hotel, you may not be familiar with it. Okay. And the Romer is $190 for the December dates and $210 for the March dates. And it does have a resort fee of $45. Okay. Oh, I should tell you this. They have down in the bottom, down here, they have a Japanese restaurant. Don't recall the name. Very, very, very good. Very good. I've not been there, but I've heard, I mean, I've stopped along there a couple of times and asked people, what'd you think of it? They just rave about it. There's also a bar at the very end down at the bottom that is very, very good as well. They do more like mixologist type cocktails, you know, almost like up here at the Hideaway. What's the name of what, Gerard? Yeah, no ocean view. No ocean view on Romer. Help me out with the questions when you ask one. Let me put a little more context to it so I know, because I don't know, because I'm speaking faster than your questions are coming in. If you would, it'll help me out. Okay, this is the Lalo Hotel. Someone was saying they had a disparaging review. I guess it's about 50-50, good and bad that I've heard. I've heard good people love it. Some people don't like it. Some people have said the consistent comment were the beds. That was one of the comments about, you know what, since we're right here and we never go up here, or rarely do. The last time I came up here, I was with the beautiful Waikiki Wendy Silva, and I was kicked out, or actually she was kicked out, which is not unusual for her. But it is what it is. It's a small hotel, but they have a really nice bar. The Hideout and the bar is really, really nice. I just want to show it to you. There's a pool area. You know, it's not, you know, it's maybe bigger, smaller than what you may imagine, but it's a pool area. But check this out here. They have live music up here, I think 7 nights a week. Fire pits, really, really nice area up here. The bartenders that we had the other night were exceptional. You guys may remember Jeremy, super nice guy. But I just want to show you, I'm indifferent to the comments, but I think it's important that if you have stayed here and you have a glowing comment or a disparaging comment, we would definitely like to hear it. Leanne, who stayed across the street, which is the next hotel we're going to speak about. Leanne, I think you're going to be surprised at the rates. But let's talk about the Lalo real quick. So Lalo, for the December dates, is $282. So December dates, $282 for the Lalo, $249, and there isn't any resort fees. Again, I would come here during happy hour at the secret spot. It's definitely worth it. And then Leanne, who has stayed over here at the Ohia, she can attest to the type of music they play at the Hideout, because it's loud, but man, it's quality. Would you say that, Leanne? Okay, this is the Ohia. And I tend to like this property for a couple reasons. One, I liked it because of the rate, but checking the rates have gone up. So I don't know if they did a renovation or what they've done, but their rates have gone up by my estimation, maybe $70, $80. So the Ohia in December is 276, 276. The Princess Kailani, as a reminder, was 251. This is 276. The March dates are 194 for that property, 194. One thing that's notable about Ohia, though, is that they have full kitchens, and the full kitchen room for March and December is 289. So why that property's kitchen rooms are lower in December, I have no idea. I don't know if that's a flaw or what, but I just want to show you the side view. You know, decent sized balconies, but again, December is 270, 276 compared to March of 194. But Leanne could actually comment on the kitchens. So if you're staying, you know, 7, 8, 9 nights and you want to save a little money, that may be something that that you consider, because it's a cost savings. And the kitchens are like full range. You know, they have range stovetops. They'll bring up a microwave for you, rice cooker for you. I believe that's been Leanne's experience. Leanne, you could speak to that if you like. No, it's not per person. The resort fee is per room per night. So if the resort fee is $50 for 5 days, it's going to be $250 for you. This is a hotel that we don't usually talk about, the Lima Hotel. We're going to go across the street here so you can take a look at it, but this is a closer view. This is obviously a more dated property. That's a beautiful Alawai Canal. But let me get across the street here so you can see so that's a Lima Hotel. The Lima Hotel is 186 for the December dates and 177 for the March dates. And it has a resort fee of $38. So 186 for Lima. The Aqua Surf was 174 just comparatively. The Vive Hotel was 195. Coming back this way, this is another property that we rarely ever speak about. It's called the White Sands, and it's a old school tiki style. They actually have a cool bar in the very center pool area over there, and a few times a month they have I don't want to call them raves, but they have very lively live music and recorded music there. And White Sands for December is 240, 240. You heard that right, 240. And the March dates are 212 with the resort fee of $30. With a resort fee of $30. This Hawaiian King, they do vacation rentals, but that's a garbage property. I shouldn't say that, but it is. It's no bueno. There are a lot of other options for you. So that's the Lalo we're walking towards. That's the Ohia right up there. We just went by the Royal Grove not long ago. It was earlier in the stream. Geographically, it's a good location, but the accommodations are lacking quality-wise. But if you're not staying in the room if you're not counting on staying in the room, it'd be okay, I guess. Depends on what your room rate was that you paid. You're close. You're right in between Kalakaua and Kahia, which are the two main streets. You're only going to be a block and a half away from the beach. I just don't know. I don't know what your room rate is and what your expectation of quality is. Now this, we're going to walk in the front of it, but this is the Yeah, I shouldn't have said garbage property, but it is really. That's the Hyatt Centric. Kind of take a mental note of that, or visual note of that. The Hyatt Centric is a sister property to the Hyatt Place, which is down the street on Kahia that we talked about. It's this property is almost identical. This Hyatt Centric is almost identical to the Hyatt Place. If you remember the last time we did this comparison stream, or this cost comparison stream, both of these properties, the Hyatt Centric and the Hyatt Place, was more expensive than the Hyatt Beach Resort, which I thought was shocking. And these rates for the rate for the Hyatt in December is higher than both these properties, but it's comparable for the March. So I mean, if you're just a Hyatt product loyalist, I don't know why you'd stay at the Centric or the Place. I really don't. When you could stay at the Hyatt Regency for the same, if not less. So that property in December is $221, and in March it's $232. That's the Hyatt Centric is $221 in December and $232 in March, and they have a resort fee, I kid you not, of $37. Oh yeah, Twin Fin has a beautiful view of the ocean and a nice pool. The pool is set back a little bit, not set as far back as the Marriott, but it is set back a little bit. So we'll come down here, we'll do a little zigzag. Now, this is a property that we never, ever, ever talk about, but I want to showcase it here for a particular reason. Really, the reason is just what I said, because we never talk about it. But it's the Waikiki Place. Well, that's it right there. So Waikiki Place, they have, if you go online, you can look, they have kitchens, full rooms, but you can tell it's not just a hotel, it's longer term rentals as well. But they have kitchens, and their room rate is $239 for December and $227 for March with no resort fee. And it's right above the Aloha Steakhouse, which is right down here, and the Butcher Bar, which is that curtained area right there. That's the Butcher Bar. Coming up right up here is Ross, right here on this left-hand side. And across the street, which is why we're coming down here, is the Shoreline. The Shoreline for December is $171, and for March it's $172, $1 more in March than December. They have this cool cafe, this Heavenly Cafe right here. It has sandwiches and omelets and coffee, smoothies, things like that. But that's the Shoreline. Has anyone stayed at the Shoreline Hotel? I don't hear much about it. I mean, I know who owns it, but I don't hear much about it other than it's very limited service. It does have a resort fee of $30. If I didn't say that already, if I repeated it, my apologies. Here's Ross. I'll mention it again because that's a lifesaver, that place there. They do so much business at that property. So which hotel do you feel is the best deal? I'm not expecting you guys to copy down these rates. I mean, that's asking a lot. But what hotel, just perception wise, do you feel was the best value or the best rate? Or was there one that stood out to you that you're like, oh my gosh, that's such a great rate, or boy, that's such a huge increase? The only one that's really surprised me was Moana Surfrider, just because it's an expensive property for December. That's really what it is. Boy, and that Ross, if you guys, when you come, that's one of the, Actually, I don't even want to really say it like that because I agree this with them. I don't want to say the ladies do, but the ladies will agree. Bring the clothing wise and buy everything else at Walmart or Ross here. Ross has name brand items, as you know. But well, I'll tell you what, you can save a lot of money and you don't have to carry a lot of stuff. And you can buy a suitcase here if you like. Oh, I didn't want that. Sorry, I need to get a different one. Yeah, this one I want. I don't like that cap on it. Thank you. How's your day? Could not be better. Thank you, ma'am. It's okay. You have a good day. Excuse me. Sorry. So did you guys, so the lady who had the comment about the Layla Hotel, was she able to get that comment posted again? Because I'd like to read it. Um, if not, you guys are able to read it yourself. It's not that the Layla is that big of a thing. It's just when someone has a point, I'd like to share it. Can you see my face? Oh my goodness, Susan, if you saw my face, you wouldn't want to find me. At least now, as if I'm a mystery, there's some sort of a desire to find me. Trust me, if you saw me, it would be, ugh. We're going to walk through here to show you just what's going on today, but also to give you kind of a glance at the Royal Hawaiian. Oh, there it is. The autograph Layla was awful. Our deluxe upgraded room had one uncomfortable wire chair between two adults, sunken beds, the shower blocked hair from previous guests. Ooh, yikes. We did get a partial refund. It was $500. Wow, per night. Wow, $500 per night. We are looking forward to returning, but definitely not to Layla. This was her comment. Okay. Wow, $500 a night. I don't think that's right. It's probably $500 total. I don't know. I can describe myself. Would you like for me to describe myself, Susan? I used to be a police sketch artist, so I'm pretty much dead on. So I'm 5'8". Depending on the day, I range between 250, 260, 250 pounds, 260 pounds, 5'8", clean shaven, blondish, reddish hair. That should be enough. That will put you right on target. That's the Stussy store with a line. The Asian market is rampant. Oh, we're going to zigzag, go back up there to the surf shack. Yeah, sorry about that. This is, even though the hotels are close, there is a need to zigzag a little bit. And we could have just bypassed the Royal Hawaiian, but I think it's such a beautiful property. It's worthy of coming down, showing it the respect it deserves for telling you about its rates. It and the Sheraton Waikiki, which are right side by side. And there are a number of room types that I want to talk to you about. Okay, so as you guys probably know, the Royal Hawaiian has been through several, building remodeling type stages. There's the historic tower over here, and then the Malini Tower. So for the historic wing, for the December dates, it's $371, which I thought was really good, especially for December. $371 per night. The Malini tower with ocean view is $591. Those two same rooms, which were above their studio size rooms in measurement, were historic wing is 447, and the Malini ocean view is 627. So 627 for March and 591 in December for the same ocean view room, 371 in December and 447 for the same room that's not an ocean view room. And the resort fee is $42. Yeah. Now, the same thing for the Sheraton Waikiki. Sheraton Waikiki, there's an ocean view and non-ocean view. For the Sheraton Waikiki, $359 for a regular room with city view, $359 for a city view, or $415 for an ocean view. $415 for an ocean view. In March, the non-ocean view room, which is called a city view room, is $431. The ocean view room is $531 for ocean view in March. So the two ocean view rooms, December's $415, March is $531. The non-ocean view or city view room in December is $359. In March, it is $431. Which of those properties would you choose based on those rates for either a March or a December stay? If Clark Gable was short, fat, there's a fire ant on my gimbal. He's going to walk right across the lens. You watch. Yeah, if Clark Gable was 5'8", about 250, slow-witted, balding, red-haired gentleman, you'd get it. You'll see me. People avoid me when they walk around. I don't want to put my hand on that where that fire ant is. Oh, there he is. I don't want to smash him either. So we're way past the halfway mark, but I just want to. And I asked you this a moment ago, but I wasn't able to really watch the comments. But I will in just a moment. That's what everyone says, and they go, "Man, I'm so shocked." I tried to. It's one of those big old suckers too, right? I'd just let them crawl in my hand. Yep, I think that was it. Okay. Do you know George Costanza? George Costanza on Seinfeld? Him with red hair, reddish hair. I am. Rick, you were sitting down. Or no, you were standing up. I was sitting down. That's why you probably thought that. Do you know one of the best places just to come in for a nice little coffee? The beautiful Waikiki. Wendy Silva and I went in there. Dean and DeLuca right there. Love that place. Okay, so we did Royal Hawaiian and Sheraton Waikiki. Now we're going to cut across back over to, I think we need to go to Kahio. And then we'll cut back down over here. And I'm missing a tooth also. So that, but it's not, I mean, you don't see that right away. You don't notice it right away, I don't think. A room closer to the beach. There you go. All right, guys, I'll say it again. If you're on Facebook, please go over to YouTube, give it a visit. You could do that or send 20 bucks, and I don't want the $20. So if you'll just go over to YouTube, give it a view, thumbs down if you hate it, thumbs down if you like it, doesn't matter. Thumbs up, thumbs down makes no difference. So they're actually closing down the street a little bit today already. Starting to. So they're going to be doing the, from about right there, actually where the police car is right there, is where they'll start cutting off the street on Kalakaua from here down to the Hyatt. From there down to Hyatt, they'll close it off, and they're going to start putting all the kiosks and food trucks and just beautiful, wonderful, exciting vendors. I was actually, just looking at the list, I was surprised that at the Stay Hotel, their rate, the Ashton Circle at $281 and $265. Bamboo, I thought was really cheap at $131. Hilton Garden Inn. If you remember the last time, we won't go over all these, but I just want to point out a couple. There goes our boy on the Waikiki trolley. If you remember, the Hilton Garden Inn last time was $319 compared to the other properties, and it was $196. I remember that for sure because a friend of mine. But it's $196 now for December and $214 for March. I thought that was quite a difference. I just want to look at something here really quickly. So, Oasis Courtyard. All right, just because we're like right here, we need to zig and then we'll zag. We're going to zig up this street right here. Oh, I should have done it. Should have gone. I had Margaret on my mind. I would have ran that light. No, not going to stream the festival today. I may go take some photos and what have you, but I'm not going to stream it. Oh, she's right there. Lance, thanks a lot for telling me. I thought Margaret wasn't even on here. What's up, traffic monitor? Doggone it. I would have been busted. So how is the audio? Is the audio okay? I'm struggling with the audio. I've got to be honest with you. Whether it's where I don't hear the audio the way you hear it now, but I was struggling with it doing that test today. There's just that noise cancellation that when we stream to Facebook and YouTube, it just can't overcome it right now. But it actually, from what I'm hearing, it's not. So are you hearing any ambient noise? We won't go over this very long. Any ambient noise? Do you hear traffic at all? Lance, you got to give me a heads up when Margaret's around, man. I like hearing the ambient noise. Look who this is right there. There's our favorite person. There's the world famous, wonderful. Yeah, that's your team right there that gets you all the passes and all the trolleys and all that. That was V, the beautiful V. I shouldn't have probably called her that. That's on a professional level, but I think she's just so cute. Turn the noise on. Yeah, I think it's great for noise cancellation, but I have all the settings set up the right way. I think I do, but man, it's just frustrating. Frustrating because it should be giving you ambient noise and all that, but it's better than the alternative. Really, it's better than having too much noise. That's Cuckoo Coconuts. That is a raucous, loud, live music place, and it couldn't be more fun. Could not be more fun. Hey, Stream Killer, have you been on here this whole time? Sorry, I haven't been. It's difficult to walk and talk, not fall, figure out what I'm going to say next, avoid people, read the comments, and then read the notes all at the same time. So if I miss some of the comments, I appreciate it. Appreciate it if you'd just repeat it or put asterisks in front of it, something. Yeah, the noise, if we didn't stream to YouTube and we were only going to one or the other, it would be okay. But it's when we're combining the streams that we get that issue. I think they just try to overgain the noise cancellation. I think that's what they do. I know, Ann. That's a Royal Cahillo. To be honest, I didn't even get rates for that. She asked me about it. I said, nah, don't worry about it. Courtyard. So we're on Cahillo again. Another reference. There's the Ohia International Marketplace is right down there. This street is the Royal Hawaiian. It goes right into the Royal Hawaiian entrance for at Sheraton Waikiki. We'll stay on this side of the street, but that's the courtyard, the Marriott courtyard. And this, I don't know. I don't want to talk bad about one property or another, but you can do it. You'll come to your own conclusions. So they have some ocean view when they're above that 6th floor or so, right? Not big balconies, but that's a courtyard by Marriott. But check out the rates: $237 for December and $242 for March. $237 for December, $242 for March. The comparison would be, well, you saw, I can't turn the page, go back. I want to come back over here. Maybe you can see the rest of the, no, you can't really see. You can see those, they have the different balconies here on the end, but those are all city and mountain views. And their resort fee is $0. They are one of the properties that did show that it has breakfast available. I'm sorry, breakfast included on all of the websites that we checked, but we didn't call to confirm it. But that just make of that of what you will. But they do not have a resort fee. This is the Malia. The Malia, it is $203 and $172. December is $203 and March is $172. They do have a resort fee of $30. So I mean, if it were just me, I would take these two completely off my list. For one, because for me, this property needs to be down in like the 170s. Like 170, 160 for me to be even considering it when you compare the other properties that you can choose that are closer into Waikiki, closer to the beach, more in the heart of Waikiki, unless you are a Courtyard loyalist. But even if you're a Marriott Rewards uh, member, there are other Marriott properties you could benefit from staying at, in my opinion. Zero resort fee. Oh, I'm sorry. The on the Malia, $30. Resort fee is $30, and the rate is 203 December, 172 in March, with a $30 resort fee. That's the Surf Jack right over there. Normally, I just point it out, but because it's such a cool looking property, we'll go look at it really quickly. But even the Surf Jack is 280 for December, 220 for March. They must be at least 80% booked for rates that high. They do have no resort fee for the Surf Jack. No resort fee for the Surf Jack. Oh, you stayed there, Glenn. Tell us about it. Yeah, Rivals is the name of that sports bar. I couldn't, for the life of me, figure out the name of that bar the other day. Could not at all. Had to walk up and look at it. So this is the Surf Jack, one of my Australian mates, crikey mate, Ross, is staying here. Not now, but soon. It's just a cool vibe around this Surf Jack. It's a completely different, experience when you go in. The pool is right there on the inside. They have the deck with the nice lounge chairs, a bar back area over there. This is where the other AVR is, or AVRO is, right there. They have a sister location at the Salt. We saw that last night. I was trying to remember where it was. So they have their rooms open up to the outside. I'm not a big fan of that. Their balconies are sizable. I don't think if they have a ocean view, it's very, very minimal. But again, Surf Jack is 280 and 220. 280 for December, 220 for March, and a zero resort fee. We're going to cheat a little bit and go this way and then cut back to go down to the Halekulane, because that's where I want to end up, over there at Hilton Hawaiian Village. It's a shade of green, Margaret. That red is a shade of green. So the Ritz Residences, which is also a hotel, it's right there. I think it's one of the best properties. I think only second to Halekulane. As far as visitor experience. The Ritz is $582 for December. Hope you're sitting down, Lance. And $800 for March. But it's an ocean view room. It's one of their ocean view studios, which is on that side of the building. And it is well appointed. Very, very nice. And they have zero resort fee. And there it is. An amazing pool deck, beautiful restaurants, the best fitness center, and I think all of Oahu, probably all of Hawaii. I'm most certain about that. Rivals many, many gyms that I've been in, or many of the gyms. Yeah, I know, Ross. It's baffling to me. We'll either figure it out or stop streaming or just bite the bullet and keep it going as is. The Coconut Hotel, it's the Coconut Hotel Waikiki. It's over that way. It's on right on the corner of Alawai. Most of you probably don't even know or ever heard of it, but their rates are $188 and $201. $188 and $201, and as shocking as it is, they do have a $19 resort fee. How is that possible? Lance, how is the noise for you? The audio, I should say. Is it okay? Annoying? Odd? Doesn't matter? Fair enough. We're going to go down here and look at the Roamer at the Ambassador Hotel, get its rates, and then we'll double back here and then go down to Halekulani and then pick up the LaCroix, the new Marriott Vacation Club, and then the Wyndham properties down on Waikiki Beach Walk. And we'll wrap it up. Appreciate you guys joining on this live stream. I know to some people it may be a little bit arduous, but boy, is it good information. I learn a lot just by doing this myself. Holiday Inn. Wow. Wow. Holiday Inn, $235 and $235 for the ocean front. I'm sorry, ocean view property. Ocean view room. $235 in December, $235 in March. I just lied to you. The Holiday Inn is $235 in December for ocean view, $181 for the regular room, not ocean view. $181 for city view, $235 for ocean view. In December, those are the rates. In March, it's the exact same rates. $235 for ocean view, $181 for non-ocean view. And it's $29 resort fee. $235, $181 in December, $235, $181 in March. $29 resort fee. Wow. I think the further you get down here, I think the rates should be lower. That's just my opinion. The Roamer Ambassador, to me, I think they've nailed it as far as rates, in my opinion. Now this, if you remember right, this is a reimagined, not reimagined, renovated hotel from down to the sticks, basically. So, and they actually took kitchens out that had the rooms that had kitchens. And because this is an older building style, like we talked about before, they didn't change the floor plan. So the balconies are big, the rooms are sizable. And it's essentially a renovated hotel from top to bottom. And its rates are $169 for December, $154 for March, and they have a $45 resort fee. So $169 in December, $154 in March, with a $45 resort fee. I think that's a fair rate, if I'm being honest. I really think it is. Now we're going to go Luana, LaCroix, Polynesian, and back that way to Halekulani. Yes, the name. Yeah, the name again is that Romer Waikiki at the Ambassador. This is the, all kidding aside, this is the former Ambassador Hotel. It's been here for years and years and years, but now it's called Romer Waikiki at the Ambassador. They have a kind of an old Art Deco-ish kind of theme going for it. It's called a beach club, beach social club upstairs. It's like the old 50s Miami type theme. And it's, you know, it's kind of cool. If I'm, you know, it is, it's kind of cool. See, I have those kind of Art Deco-ish color themed cabanas, that type of thing. But for me, the rooms are a big thing. They're not going to be outfitted like the Ritz or like Moana Surfrider, but they are new. I mean, a year or so old. And again, the rates are $169 and $154. See, now that's what I think these other properties should be. Now, they're not like the Holiday Inn. They're not that rate simply because they don't need to be, because they're obviously renting the rooms at their rates. That's why they're charging that rate. But the Romer at $169 and $154 is crazy, I think. Luana, that's a this is a favorite property from one of our cherished guests, or cherished members, and it's $196 and $189. $196 for the December dates, $189 for the March dates, and it does have a resort fee of $37. And if I didn't say it again, if I didn't repeat it, the Romer's resort fee is $45. That's Luana. I will point this out when we go to the Hilton, but let me point it out from this angle too, just because we're not going to walk down in front of it, or I don't think we are. Do you see that property right there? That's the DoubleTree. That's the DoubleTree Ala Moana. The DoubleTree on Ala Moana is $216 and $193. $216 for the December dates and $193 for the March rates. $216 and $193. Okay. And then right next down from there is the Aqua Palms. The Aqua Palms, which is the sister property to the property across from Wayfinder. The Aqua Palms is $196 and $229. $196 in December and $229 in March, and they have a resort fee of $30. The resort fee, I know I jumped around, the resort fee for DoubleTree is $35. Oh, the parking fee is $45. That'd be something good. Mr. Cassie? You mean Mr. Cassie Vegas? There you go. Mr. Cassie's in the house. What's up, brother man? Good to see you. I found a couple places we need to see when you're back here, my friend. We've talked about this before, but not in a while, so I'll just repeat it. Do you see this entire area here? From where this old car is, right? That fence from there over to the other side of this parking garage, and it goes back quite a ways. They're tearing all that out, and that's going to be an entertainment center. It's going to have a small amphitheater, as I recall, and a restaurant. I don't think it's going to have any accommodation for a hotel or what have you, but it's going to be brand new. I believe they're tearing it all down, which seems kind of a waste and sad, but that's what I understand. This is the LaCroix Hotel right here. I'm glad you dodged that weather bullet there, Mr. Vegas. Yeah, man, we're putting in the miles or the steps today. I was a little bit hesitant this morning, man, because I thought I broke my toe leaving the salt last night. I didn't want to say anything when it happened, but man, I thought I did. I stepped off that curb and there was a board, and I put my toe right on top of it, and my ankle twisted. The ankle twist wasn't the problem. The toe was. It just went pop, and it sprang the heck out of it. But I figured walking from there back to Waikiki would warm it up. It did not. All right, let's get to LaCroix. Come on. I just had it. It was here, just right here. There it is right there. Okay, the LaCroix. For the December dates, 133. That's one of the lowest rates. LaCroix is 133. March dates, they weren't available. They didn't have any resort fee. 133 for December, no rates for March. No resort fee. How about that? So this is the brand new property here, the Marriott Vacation Club. Well, I'll show you how far it is from the beach. I don't know that much about the LaCroix. I was in there probably 3 years ago, but I was not at a. It wasn't a review in such a case that I could say yes, it's good or bad or what have you. I know it fills up quite a bit. The beaches. So this is Kalakaua. That's Saratoga. If you see that building right there, that's the old Trump property. We have rates on that too. It's just maybe 300 feet is the beach over there. That's how far away it is. It's I would say 2 blocks is a good measure, 2 blocks. And that beach back there, that's the beach that goes right back behind the Hilton. So the Kalakaua is right there. The Hilton Hawaiian Village complex is right there. Right on the other side is the beach. So this is the Marriott Vacation Club Hotel. Probably the second ugliest building built in the last 6 months or so in all of North America. How they designed it this way, I have no idea. But nonetheless, it's $391 for December, $391 for March. The December dates and March dates are exactly the same, and there is no resort fee. That up there is their pool that goes across there. $391. $391. Dios mio. Yep, that's the one they just opened. Well, they haven't even opened it up. What is it, the 21st or the 28th, that young man said. I mean, this is what I say. Look at that property. Somebody had a white piece of paper and a pencil, and they said, hey, listen, we have $200 million that we're going to put into a property. Design the best looking property you can. That's what they came up with. I look at that property and I say to myself, there was a second and a third and a fourth best design. This one was better than both of those. How is that possible? 18th. Yeah, shocking. One of our favorite parks. Such a beautiful, beautiful park. We'll mention this property twice just so you know, just so you'll get bearings, just so you have an idea of it. Actually, no, we won't. We're on the wrong street. So this is Saratoga. We mentioned this the other day on the other stream, but I'll mention it again just so you have your bearings. That's the main post office right there. That's Arnold's. You see this green awning, that green little railing? That's eggs and things. At the end of it is Arnold's. That's that really cool tiki type locals restaurant or a bar. There's a Cuban restaurant right beside it. And on this side of it also is the tattoo shop called Sacred Art. This is that thing, that store we went in the other day and got those samples. Those nice young ladies. Oh, you've been there, Ruth? I like it too. It just, it's not, I mean, it's almost doing it a disservice calling it a dive bar, but I get your point. I agree. I would give it that designation as well. This whole area here, there's a number of things that I'll mention on this stream, just because this stream may be something that people that are only interested in the hotels and the hotel rates would be interested in knowing. And it's worth mentioning again. It'll just take a second. There's Tommy Bahamas. They have obviously the nice clothing at the bottom floor, Hard Rock Cafe, but they also have what's their merchandise on the bottom. But they have a really nice bar and live music almost every day up there. Great to watch sporting events. This is called Beach Walk. This road right here, Beach Walk. Okay, not Waikiki Beach Walk. Waikiki Beach Walk is on a road called Lures. That's that road right there. Waikiki Beach Walk is not a street, it's an area. So if somebody gives you a restaurant name, they say it's on Beach Walk, don't confuse it with Waikiki Beach Walk. And I say that simply because there are 4 brand new restaurants going in right down here in the next couple of months. So there'll be a lot of people looking for those restaurants, and Beach Walk and Waikiki Beach Walk are 2 different things. Again, Beach Walk is a street, Waikiki Beach Walk is an area, okay? Who knows what's coming up on the right and why it's important to note. Let's see if you guys are watching. Mine's probably a 3rd Robert Graham, a 3rd Tommy Bahama, and a 3rd, I don't know, Lancelot. I love Tommy Bahama. Longs, open 24 hours, Cheryl, beautiful. There's Prada. This is when they were going to try and make this, I guess it still is. They call it Luxury Row. There's Louis Vuitton there, goes all along here. Here's Prada, and then it picks back up right there by Gucci, in front of the Ritz. But all those stores are sooner or later going to move down to Royal Hawaiian, I believe, over time. But Dior opened up recently, so they may have set somewhat of a precedence to pull some of those luxury branded properties or retail properties outside of Royal Hawaiian, who knows. So this is Waikiki Beach Walk. This is that area I was telling you about here. And there's several properties along here that we want to talk about. The Imperial is down here. The Hilton, which is a Grand Vacations property, but it's also a straight hotel. Embassy Suites, Wyndham Vacation Ownership, Halekulani is also down here, all in this little 1 block area. So let's get to it. Is that? No. Let me cross the street here so you can get a better view. Whoops, I probably shouldn't do that. Just want to let you take a look at it from the kind of a better angle. You maybe see the sign. Okay, this is the vacation ownership place. This is Hokulani, the Hilton Hokulani. They only had one rate for both time periods of $329. The stream killer is staying here, and she can give us a review. Hopefully, you go up this little escalator. But boy, is it beautiful inside. We went inside the just the lobby area there, and I thought it was really nice. I don't think they do. So this whole section here is considered beach walk. And right straight through there is the Royal Hawaiian and the Sheraton Waikiki. Yard House is down there. Big sports bar, kind of a sports bar slash restaurant. Ruth's Chris is above it. This is Wyndham Vacation Ownership. We didn't get any pricing there because I think they are exclusively a vacation ownership property. That's Giovanni Pastrami. They have bacon wrapped mushrooms. Bacon wrapped mushrooms. That's all I need to say. All right, that'll be good, String Killer. This is the best Musubi Cafe. I say it's better than the other one over there by Pacific Monarch, only because this is a very, very busy spot. And so their turnover, when you pick up the Musubis, they're almost always either hot or very warm because they just cook them. There's Yard House. And that's Ruth's Chris. Okay. There's our favorite ABC store. Right up here on the left is the Imperial. And across from it is the Embassy Suites. So let's look at the Imperial first since we're on this side of the street. The Imperial had no rates for December. They were completely full, or they weren't on any of the sites. But for March, their rate is $239, and they have a resort fee of $10. That was the lowest resort fee of any notable hotels. I think the other one was like $19, but $239. And Imperial also just recently won Best Family Resort, Best Value Resort, according to Hawaii Magazine. Okay, right back behind me. Let me cross the street so you can take a look at it. Wow, that did not feel good on my foot. That's the Embassy Suites. Let's let you take a look at that. Embassy Suites is $263 for December, $279 for March. $263 for December, $279 for March. They have a $40 resort fee. How about that? Anybody stay at either Imperial or the Embassy? This is a property I think that doesn't get mentioned enough, and I think it's only by default from Halekulani. But that's it right there. It's Halekulani's sister property, Halepuna. Did you try and get in there, Ross, for this vacation or this visit? Halepuna is $339 for December, $369 for March. That's a city view room. So it'd be the room here on the side or on the back. The ocean view room is $484 for December and March. $484. $52 resort fee. Oh, I'm sorry. No resort fee. No resort fee. That's a Halepuna. That's their entrance right there. That's a Halekulani bakery that the beautiful Waikiki Wendy Silva loves. So does Janet. A number of people do. And this is the backside of Embassy. Let me just let you take a look there. Up on that floor, probably the 5th or 6th floor up there. It's their pool deck. Oh wow. Ruth, not the daughter. I don't think they do. That's a great question. I don't think they do have a pool there. But Halekulani does, and I'll bet you they'll let you use that one. Now, Halekulani is a really beautiful pool. So there's the Embassy, a bit of a different view. There's the Imperial, a little bit different view. Nice balconies, big windows. That's one thing I do like about it. It's floor-to-ceiling windows. You notice that? Notice the difference? See how big those windows are? So those are ocean view windows. Those are ocean view balcony rooms. This Halekulani, my favorite. $760 for a regular city view room in December, $704 in March. An ocean view room is $935. Ocean view room is $935. Sizable balconies and no resort fee. This is also home to Earl's Bar. I've mistakenly called it Earl's Beach Bar many times. That is incorrect. It's called Earl's Bar. It's also home to House Without a Key, right straight through there. Also home to Lures, right straight through there. Also home to Orchids, right there, and Les Mer, right above Orchids. All of those places are worthy of going to. Lures Lounge is a really cool jazz, very intimate smoking lounge-ish. It's not a smoking lounge, but it looks like an old vintage, very well appointed, very nicely decorated Lures Lounge. Orchids, beautiful ocean front dining, impeccable service. Les Mer is probably one of the best restaurants, I would say, in Waikiki. Very pricey. I've only been there once, but it's an exceptional experience. When you go inside, right when you walk inside that restaurant, you know where all your money's going. They just do a really beautiful job there. I just really think they do a bang-up job. Guys, if you're on Facebook and you have not gone to YouTube, you're going to be on the list. I'm only halfway kidding. If you don't mind, if it would be within your realm of ability, going over to YouTube, giving it a look, thumbs down, thumbs up, leave a horrible comment, wonderful comment, talk about how much you love Lance. That'd be great. Any comment is worthy. Trying to grow that to 1,000 subscribers. So right down this street here is Waikiki Heritage, and Waikiki Heritage is it's like a Super 8-ish. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just I'm trying to give you a classification. It's like a Super 8 hotel. It's all the doors open up into the outside, but into a courtyard. There's a little pool area there. It's completely bare bones. There's nothing notable about it, but the resort or the rates reflect that. It's $148 for December, $118 for March, with the resort fee of $25. It's a very low expectation property. But if you want just a place to sleep and you don't want to go to a hostel, that seems to be a pretty good option, in my opinion. Seems to be a pretty good option. This is the Kalai, or Kalia. I call it, they pronounce it Kalai, but the street is Kalia. But see how they accent it? So let's do Kalia. That sounds better, easier for me to say. The former Trump Waikiki Hotel. This hotel is equal in appointments to Halekulani, in my personal opinion. Their December rate is $491 for the exact same room. In March is $356 with a $40 resort fee. Their same room, but with an ocean view. The rates I gave you before was for a room on the other side, which is a city view. That's at $491, but $515 you get an ocean view. So $515 for an ocean view, still with a $40 resort fee. This bad boy was one of the most searched, most asked for properties. Outrigger Reef. In December, I was actually surprised by these rates, to be honest. Surprisingly low. Outrigger Reef is $368 for December and $335 for March. That's for a city view room, like one of these rooms here. The ocean view room for that exact same room for the dates of December is $426, and it's also $426 in March with a $45 resort fee. So $368 for December, $335 for March, $426 for an ocean view in December, $426 in March with a $45 resort fee. How many of you have stayed here? Yeah, a lot of you guys love that. And I have to admit an error on my part, because I did not mark for her to do the Waikiki shore, nor did I have her do Halekoa. I know, and without an E, you could probably tell us what those rates are. For Halekoa, I did not look. I should have marked it on the list. I did not. But this is the Waikiki shore. But we can do it. You want to look at, I can look at the rates. I can look up the rates right now if you want. Actually, I don't think I can. Yeah, can I? No, I can't. Can someone look up Waikiki Shore, what the rates are for our dates in December and March? If you can, and it's easy, just one of you. If one of you can do it, that'd be great. If not, I can add it as a note to the stream. But I've always been surprised at the rates for Waikiki Shore. They're lower than what I thought they would be. Oceanfront is $395. Dale, the cheapest is $379. On which dates, guys? Guys, are those December, the December dates, and then March dates? Yeah, I don't think you could stay at Halekoa unless you are military. That may be why it didn't come up on the list, but I should have known to make a comment about that, but I did not. Perfect. The weather's perfect. It'll be 80s. It'll range between 72 and 80. May rain a little bit, may not. The water looks up and there are turtles, but old Tony's not going over there. Let's see if we could see some from the, oh, there's one. Did you see him just pop his head up? Man, he stuck his head up quick, or far rather. Did you see that? Wow, that sea is a little rough for him. Did you see that? He stuck it up really high out of the water. His head was on the end of his neck when he did that. Right there in front of those people. Now, maybe we'll come back a little later. All right, so we will end this at the Hilton Hawaiian Village, but I'm going to give you the rates for the Prince, Ilikai, and the Modern, okay? And also the Hawaii Monarch. So do you remember the Hawaii Monarch is the hotel over there by the food trucks? Now, for some reason, they're now calling that the Waikiki Monarch, and it was the Hawaii Monarch for years. So I don't want you to think that there's two different properties. So it's the Hawaii Monarch and the Waikiki Monarch. I like that hotel very much like the Pacific Monarch. It's the Pacific Monarch's sister property. Look at those waves. They're just wild today, huh? I should be pointing it this way so you guys can watch this. I think this is Miss Cassie Vegas's favorite beach, or one of them. Here you go, Cassie. So the Hawaii Monarch, I like that hotel because it's like it's a vacation ownership, long-term rental. That's how they run it, like a mass Airbnb, because they have a dry cleaners in it. They have a couple of stores. They also have 808 smart card down in the lobby. Just very, very convenient. It's out of the way a little bit. So if you remember, it's just east of the food truck compound that we looked at before, on the corner of Kalakaua and Ala Moana Boulevard. I thought that was coming right up on us. Nope. But I actually like the Hawaii Monarch or Waikiki Monarch, whichever we want to call it. And the rates are great. They're big. They're bigger units. They're older units. I think Colleen Tui was one of our latest members who stayed there. She had a glowing review of it. You know, it is what it is. You get what you pay for. But it's $163 for the December dates, $156 for the March dates. $163 in December, $156 for March, and the resort fee is a paltry 18 bones, $18. I thought that was good. The Prince Resort, you know, the Prince Resort right down here. It's right at the edge of Waikiki. The Prince Resort, we had a number of inquiries about that, so we had several room rates. So I'm going to give you the room rates for the Prince in December. There was an ocean view for $362 that's on the far end, so I guess it's maybe a partial. So it's $362 ocean view. And then in March, it's $470 for an ocean view. and they have a $42 resort fee. $42 resort fee. For a city view, it's $334 for the city view in December, and it's the same in March. $334 city view. Man, I just think for those rates, I'd rather be right in the middle of Waikiki. Don't you guys think? Yeah, we did the Outrigger Waikiki and Sheridan Waikiki. When we finish here at Hilton Hawaiian Village, we're going to sit down and we'll do at least a decent giveaway. We may do a super cool giveaway. I'm not really sure yet. I need to check something. But we'll do that, and we're going to go down any of the rates that you may have missed, and we'll repeat some of those, and we'll ask a couple questions. But we'll finish up here at Hilton Hawaiian Village. So those are the rates for the Prince. For the Modern, which I was surprised about, the Modern, which is now a Hilton vacation ownership property, for December with no balcony, city view, was $216. In December with a balcony, ocean view, $368. For March with no balcony, same rate, $216. And for March with a balcony and ocean view for March, $317. So $317 for the ocean view in March, $368 for the ocean view in December with a $35 resort fee. How does that sound? Ilikai, which had several, you know, they actually call it Ilikai Light, which I thought was kind of funny. Then they have Ilikai Hotel or Resort, but they had several different room configurations, which I thought was really interesting. So Ilikai, these are all for Ilikai, not the vacation ownership or the Marina Club or Ilikai Light. This is all for Ilikai Resort itself. For December, their nice studio king room with a city view is $346. For March, city view is $339, and the resort fee is $33. That same room with the kitchen and a city view is $276 in December. I don't know why that is, but she double checked that is absolutely right. That's with the city view, and that same room for $276 in December is $339 in March. Also a $33 resort fee. Then a little bit bigger room with an ocean view. That previous was for city view. With an ocean view, it was $276 for the city view. For an ocean view with the kitchen, $356 for December, $399 in March, and again, $33 resort fee. Let me know if you want me to repeat any of those. I thought those were pretty good rates. You know, Ilikai has almost a cult-like following. People just love that property. All right. Here's the mother of all hotels and resorts here in Hawaii. There's the check-in area. It looks very full, or busy, I should say. Pool is very full and busy. Let's go here in the shade for a moment so I can read this. Okay. For the Hilton Hawaiian Village, the Kali'i Tower, which is back over there. There's the Rainbow Tower right there. The Ali'i Tower, which is right here behind me, and the Kali'i Tower is right over there. So for the Kali'i Tower in December, their standard king room is $322 for December. In March, it's $299. The Diamond Head view in the Kali'i Tower is $401 and $391 401 for December, 391 for March. The Ali'i Tower, which used to be like the biggest, baddest, you know, probably 15, 20 years ago, that's right behind me. The Ali'i Tower is 358 in December for their standard king room, 380 in March. 358 in December, 380 in March. The Rainbow Tower Ocean View is 385 right there, 385 in December, 405 in March. How about that? All right, Mara number 5. Glad you got to stay with us. Thanks for the L's. Hopefully you made it over